Welcome back to Let's Replay Neverwinter Nights 2 Mask of the Betrayer. This is Big Los, and we are in the city of Mulsantir, right outside the Vale Theater. Off camera, I went outside the city gates back to Shelvadar Noon. I bought a bunch of recipes, I bought some healing potions, and I think I sold one of my traps. Basically, I bought whatever I was going to buy before we go and do this, because we're not going to have access to his goods anymore after this little thing right here. Safiya, the daughter of Nefris, here. I should have recognized those two homunculi as your handiwork. What are you doing here? And what did you do to Ipsit and Sefi? We caught them nosing around the theater. The gnolls toyed with them for a while before dismembering them. Your primitive little creations are no more. Safiya, is this a friend of yours? Hardly. He's one of the necromancy students. I don't cavort with the fledgling grave robbers. But that's me! When I left to find you, my mother was busy taking care of some upstart wizards at the academy. No doubt, he's another pawn in this ridiculous coup. That's interesting, but it's none of my concern. Ah, we lose a bunch of influence to Safiya. What? This man killed my familiars. His allies are trying to kill my mother. If he is no concern to you, then A shame I can't let you walk free, stranger. But you're as likely to warn the witches as to flee. As for you, Safiya, Araman would have us strangled if we let the headmistress's daughter slip away for a second time. I also turned off spellcasting for Janak because even in scaled mode, he's having a tendency to cast his strongest spells. I'm not really sure why.
Press the attack, quickly!
We're going to tell this Orglash to attack and keep the gnolls off the spellcasters. This Red Wizard, it's a good thing we have a bunch of bigbies cast. Unfortunately, this guy has a spell mantle, so we have to absorb the spells that he has cast on him. So we could do this in several different ways. Probably one of the more direct ways would be casting Fireball and see how many spell levels he has left. So we can cast it right there. So he has 12 spell levels remaining before we can damage him at all. Oh, looks like a gnoll got through. Let's do Phantasmal Killer on him. These gnolls have really high hit points. Let's throw an Ice Storm. Like, yeah, right there. Actually, I'd like to do two. About right there. This guy will eventually cast a Bless. In fact, he might be doing it right now. So that lowers the spell levels to 8 that are remaining. What about this guy over here? Did he save versus... He failed the will save, but he made a fortitude save. That means we only did 11 damage to him. Yeah, we're gonna have to get serious about this. Okay. So you're gonna cast Ice Storm again.
Foes approach.
Oh, I thought I turned it off for you. Maybe it reset. Okay, we have to turn it off again. Yeah. Whenever we click off Janak, he'll try to cast his strongest spells. I mean, I do want to cast spells on this guy, but we can't right now. And So he's going to have 4 spell levels remaining. What other level 4 spell can he cast? Missile Storm? Yeah, we'll cast a Missile Storm. You. No, not on him. On the Red Wizard. And I think that is the last of it. Okay, he is now vulnerable, I think.
My magic will erase this nuisance.
Let's test it out with something. Let's try to cast a Scorching Ray on it. What? You can't make it there? Can you do Scorching Ray now? No. Oh, he must be invisible or something. Oh, he created an undead. That's why there's a ghast here. How about we do like a delayed blast fireball there? It's not going to let us cast anything. How about we do right there?
My magic has failed.
Are you serious?
I will do what I can.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, this guy has both an undead and a horn devil, or did he waste a spell? He must have wasted a spell. Alright, let's disintegrate this guy. Oh, wait a minute. I don't have disintegrate. Man, that sucks.
Of course.
You have it though. Okay, so you lost that spell. Because you're under attack or something. Let's bring you over here. And then we'll disintegrate you. Man, what happened? Oh, you still had 6 spell levels remaining? How is that even possible? I guess we'll have to do it again then. Yeah, let's get out of here. Well, how are we going to deal with this guy? Should we... Oh, we could cast Banishment on... Oh, wait, but that'll get rid of my Orglash. Man. It's the law of unintended consequences. Chain Lightning. This guy just critical hit Safiya. What happened with the Disintegrate? What happened there? It doesn't say. Is that one of those things where once you click off of her, it goes away? It must be. How much damage does he have? Can we just petrify him? Flesh to stone. Alright, Safiya, I guess you could put a Mordenkainosaur up there. Put it behind him. Oh, don't do that. I think he's turned to stone. Yeah! Look at that, he rolled a 1. Now we need to turn our attention to these gnolls. Alright, how should we deal with the gnolls? With the Firebrand? Yeah, that ought to work. Ah, I just got hit with a lightning bolt. Let's come over here and then do a Cone of Cold. What, I missed one of them? Orglash versus Horn Devil. I like it.
Of course.
Oh, now you're attacking me, huh? The Orglash has been doing almost no damage to this thing. Oh, it's time to switch weapons. Any day now. There we go.
I am your death.
Of course.
Alright, maybe now would be a good time for that Mordenkainen sword. Put that like right there.
So, Haral, Jinishu.
I will do what I can.
My magic will erase this nuisance.
Alright, let's bring you back over here. There you go. Now you can start
Worthless
shooting.
rip.
In the meantime, what does that say? Blood spatter on my dress. It will be ruined. It's funny. We get a bunch of gold and a longbow +2. We still have to destroy this Red Wizard. How about we use this thing? Let's use Polar Ray on it. There we go. Oh, it's damage reduction, man. Alright, never mind. How about if we do hypothermia on it? Will that work? Sort of. You should prioritize killing this thing. How about Blades of Fire? Hurry up and kill it! Yes! A more timely entrance I've never seen in 40 years of theater. Lienna told us he'd be coming, though she said nothing of slaying Red Wizards, nor saving our lives. That Red Wizard wasn't alone. There's more of them, and they follow Lienna into the back rooms. How long ago? And how many of them were there? Not long. I counted 3 or 4 wizards, and a handful of their dog-faced brutes. And whatever creatures they may summon to aid them. All for one old woman. Lienna is no simple theater matron. She has a secret. A shadowed door that leads to a reflection of the veil. She's fled through the shadow door. I'm sure of it. Still, such tricks won't stop Red Wizards, not for long. Here, take this. As long as you've got this stone, the shadow door will open for you, and you'll be able to follow. So we get the shadow stone. So this door leads to another plane, one that is similar to our own. Lienna brought me through the portal, but only a handful of times. It was cold, drained of color, an unpleasant place. But it looked like our theater, mostly. Quickly now, the door at the back of the stage. Find Lienna's bedroom. Go to the back corner by the mirror. As long as you have that stone, you can't miss the door.
Yes?
And you need to drink a potion.
I will lead now. Follow.
So let's grab all these treasure bags. And we get some more Red Wizard robes, gold, +1 quarterstaff, +2 hand axe, and some gold. Some more gold. Oh, there's a bag over here. Another +2 battle axe. We'll throw all that into the bag. I also bought some scrolls from what's his name and this censure of controlling air elementals.
Come this way.
Right, you need to cast Bear's Endurance.
You have need of me?
Alright, let's go through this door over here. If there's no other bags. No, there aren't. Good. Safiya pauses mid-stride, her face wincing in pain. You look hurt. Something's not right. I told them not now. Why didn't I? My head. What's wrong? There's this ringing in my ears and this burning. My skin's burning. No, please don't. Doing what? Don't what? Are you feeling alright? I thought you were going to try to help me. I was just saying, don't bother. I think the pain is subsiding. I'll be fine, really. If you don't wish to talk about it, I'll understand. And we gained some influence back with her. I mean, thank you for your concern, that is. But I suppose I owe you an explanation. I sometimes hear voices that are, well, not quite my own. Though this is only the second time that the voices have been accompanied by pain. I keep hoping to find some logic to the whispers, but they just come and go without reason. You said this was the second time the voices brought pain. When was the first? It was at the barrow just before I found you. I thought then it might have been malevolent spirits. What are the voices like? What do they say? They sound human, familiar almost. Quite often the voices are more of a distant haze, but sometimes whole words come across. During my apprenticeship, I read from the wrong scroll and, not knowing what I was doing, nearly incinerated myself. Before I could finish the chant, a voice in my head cried out and broke my concentration. It saved my life. I've rambled far too long. We should carry on and find Lienna. If others from the Academy are seeking her, we may not have much time. Then let's continue on, shall we? So if we go over here, there is a chest up these stairs. However, it's locked. That means we're going to need Kaji. Come on up here. Unlock the chest. Okay, you can go now.
I will lead now. Follow.
And we get 2 mandolins and a bunch of gold. One of them is the Fakluka and Bandori. That thing always pops up in these campaigns. The other is the DOS loot. We'll sell them later. Now we have 2 doors. We're going to enter the door on the right. As you can see, there's Thay and gnolls here, so we're going to use the scroll of black tentacles right here. Fortunately, we weren't able to get it off before they saw us.
This one stands no chance.
Alright, good Orglash. Doing his job. I think I said it before, but these things have really high hit points. Alright, Orglash killed one of them. Kill it. Very good. So we got another hand axe +2, some gold. Same thing over here. And over here, presumably the same thing. No, just gold. 2 armoires over here when we get the Greater Robe of Eyes. The other, just some gold. And this is where that other door leads to. Now in the back here, there's a bunch of workbenches. This is where we can do all of our crafting in the game. There's also a mask maker's work table. And in it is the Greater Mask of Persuasion. There's Charisma, Concentration, and Diplomacy. I'll give that to Safiya just for the...
Yes?
Just for the concentration boost alone. Yeah, there you go. We'll probably end up giving it to somebody else later.
Yes.
Now over here in the back is a mirror. And that's where the portal opens to the shadow plane. Look at this. It's a portal to the shadow plane. I've had enough run-ins with shadows for one lifetime. And we gain some more influence back. Yes, you're quite correct. You have an eye for the arcane. Stepping through should take us to a sort of inverted parallel of our own reality. Not everything is as it seems in the shadow plane. Still, if we have our wits about us, we should have nothing to fear. Let's go before it closes. Except that it'll never close. Oh, there's another red wizard, and he has a friend with him, an Erinyes. Let's cast Bigby's grasping hand on him before he gets a chance to do anything else.
Yes?
Well, looks like we used up our disintegrates. So let's use a missile storm on the
Taren,
Erinyes.
Remasena Vok!
Press the attack, quickly!
Tell that thing to attack.
My magic will erase this nuisance.
Now, I didn't have you prepare create greater undead, so I think I'm going to do that afterwards, once we can rest again. Got him. He is grappled. Alright, let's focus on the Erinyes. That's the biggest threat that we have right now. Let's throw another missile storm at it. At least with these missile storms, they are automatic hits, and they're not subject to the damage reduction. What happened to the... Oh, the Red Wizard's dead. Nice. Good job, Warglash. Yep. Who summoned the Horn Devil?
Press the attack, quickly!
This Erinyes summoned a Horn Devil. Ooh, I don't like that. Alright, we're gonna banish everything. I think we just banished Kaji. Well, that's not good.
To the abyss with
Because we're gonna need him. Well, at least it's almost dead. Thanks, Warglash. Now there are a bunch of scrolls in this room. There's also a composite longbow and a volatile fire essence on that body. Give that to Safiya. What scroll did we get? Oh, regular planar binding. Okay. In this chest we get 4 potions of heal and a healer's kit.
I cannot travel quickly carrying all this.
Plus 6? Yeah, we'll throw this stuff into the... Oh, my Orglash is gone. We'll put this down here in case we want to summon an air elemental. That's not an Orglash. There's a scroll over here. What did we get? Summon creature 7. And over here, we got summon creature 6. Oh, you're stuck. We got acid fog. We have a wand of summoning and some gold. Let's give this to Safiya.
Yes.
I will lead now. Follow.
Okay, let's loot the Red Wizard. We won't be able to get through this door until much later in the game. We have a +3 dagger, some gold, and a bunch of scrolls, plus his wizard robes. Spell mantle, nice. Create undead, okay, we'll give that to Safiya. There's a chest up here, but we're gonna need Kaji for it, so we'll come get it later. It's too bad I dismissed him. Something is terribly familiar about this chamber. As if you once saw it in a dream, but only remembered just now. Your eyes are pulled toward the bloodstained table at the center of the room. You have lain upon that table, felt those strange digging into your flesh. Oh, are you stuck again? This table is ugly, unadorned, and spattered with old dried blood. 2 heavy restraints are mounted on each end to bind a person's hands and feet. Let's reach out. Actually, let's examine the table. Little care was taken into the table's construction, save to ensure that its surface was smooth, that it was long enough to accommodate a prone humanoid. It seems newly built. The wood felled from local Rashemi trees. Dark bloodstains cover the table's surface and spatter the floor that surrounds it. So we're going to reach out and touch it. You reach out your hand, touch the tabletop, run your fingers across its smooth, polished surface. Something twists inside of you where the shard once lay. Your ears are ringing, filled with noise. A voice rises through the din. A woman's voice? Or is it two? It sounds so much the same. Your vision blurs. Dark shapes are standing over you, tightening the straps on your hands and feet. So tight that your wrists and ankles burn, bleed. Concentrate on the dark shapes. Try to make out their features. They are women. Their face is nearly identical, one garbed in white and the other in red. Other figures lurk behind, shadowy and more bestial in form. Their cold fingers... Oh, the cold fingers of the women brush your chest, run a cold blade across your skin, and you cannot move. You cannot scream. You can only watch. The twisting in your chest becomes a burning, an echo of surging pain, growing and growing in its intensity. The women's arms are red to the elbows, their pale faces spattered in blood. Constitution check. Fight the pain and try to maintain the dream. Success! One of the women, the one garbed in red, withdraws her hand from inside your chest. She holds a glittering shard. The red woman lowers her eyes and gazes into yours. For love. You mouth the words she speaks aloud. And now another set of shadows. The bestial shapes that have been lurking behind rush forward, lifting you from the table, carrying you to the open door, bearing you into darkness. A darkness lit by dancing runes with a foul presence waiting within. And we got 250 XP for enduring a painful dream. Try to maintain the vision. You concentrate, but the dream is past. You withdraw your hand from the table, feeling weakened and drained. You pause. Did you see something? A vision? A recollection, perhaps? A memory, I think. This woman stood over me, pulled the shard from out of my chest, and said it was for love. In the plane of shadow, memories are closer to the surface of the mind. Such visions are not uncommon, especially when a memory is strong or suppressed. Okay. So I think your shadow...
Yes.
Your shadow skin wore off, so we're gonna reapply that. There you go.
You have need of me?
Alright. Let's go through this door.
Yes?
Actually, I think we're gonna have you create an undead. And we have a
You have
mummy.
need of me?
Alright, we're gonna go through this door.
Safiya, what are you doing here?
I thought I smelled incompetence.
You two know each other?
This is Khai Khmun, one of the most worthless piles of sputum to wear the red robes of Thay.
A rival of yours at the academy?
Khai is a sniveling sycophant. My only rivals are magicians of worth. He also happens to be a junior instructor at my academy. I can only wonder why he strayed so far from his mentor's leash.
All that's changing. Araman rewards his allies well. With Lienna dead, I've earned a promotion. It's a shame the old hag didn't put up much of a fight. She destroyed herself in a blaze of fire. Must have known she couldn't best me.
If you murdered an innocent woman, you're gonna answer for it. Actually, no, that's really not keeping in my character, is it? I needed to talk to Lienna. You made a fatal mistake, Khai.
You? Araman warned me of you. Safiya, why would you travel with this thing?
Thing? I don't take kindly to that term.
I want no trouble from you. Stand aside. My quarrel is with Safiya. I doubt she'll put up nearly as much of a fight as Lienna. Or her mother.
My mother? Khai Khmun, you had best be mocking me. If you raised your hand against my mother, I will extract 1,000 screams from your wretched hide.
Oh, she had no idea it was coming. She used every last cantrip she knew, but her loyal allies, her daughter even, never arrived to save her.
Let's let Safiya speak.
And to think that you once claimed to care for me.
Lienna was wise to destroy herself, rather than fight me. I doubt you have the old hag's sense to surrender, to make this quick. No matter. Let's settle this.
Alright, so we saved our best spells for this battle. We're gonna do Wail of the Banshee. Right there. Oh, you have constitution damage, huh?
Yes?
While he's doing Wail of the Banshee, we're gonna do Bigby's crushing hand on that one. And we need to tell this guy to attack.
My magic will erase this nuisance.
Uh-oh, did you have Bigby's on you? Hey! Fortitude save versus death. Failure. Paralyzed? Oh, no. Oh, looks like everyone died. Except that one. Oh, you're no longer paralyzed, are you, Safiya? Well, let's cast a... what is this, a crushing hand? Yeah.
You mouth-breathing, corpse-loving, inbred scum!
Yeah, we're gonna do a pull array on her. Nice. Critical hit. We'll just let the mummy deal with her. Oh yeah, that's right. She's immune to fire. My bad. We're gonna go with crossbow and shoot. Oh, that went well. I always assumed Khai's ambition would get him killed, but I didn't think it would be by my hand. No matter, he will not be missed. Khai mentioned your mother's death. I'm sorry for your loss. And we gained some influence back with Safiya. I can only hope that Khai was lying to unsettle me. I should not have given him the pleasure of getting so angry. Still, if he was telling the truth, I should never have left the academy when I did. My mother, Nefris, she has the respect of the other wizards, but not their love. I'm running out of trustworthy people in my life. Just Kaji and Master Jaffe at the academy, if he still lives. Your mother's name is Nefris? I'd like to hear more about her if you're willing to tell me. Nefris, my mother. She is difficult to love, I suppose. Driven, stubborn, but wise in her way. She has no patience for ambitious wizards like Khai Khmun. Her studies are everything to her. Master Joffe insists that she looked much like me in her youth. Though I suspect he may be seeing what he wishes to see. I believe he had feelings for my mother when they were both young. Indeed, poor Joffe may be dead as well, if he stood by my mother. I wish I knew their fates. If your mother was a red wizard, I doubt she raised you to be so easily disheartened. Yes, you're quite right, actually. My mother raised me to be direct and decisive. Had the situation been reversed, had someone harmed me, her wrath would have been merciless. I will grieve for my mother by finding Araman and crushing him. I'm still curious why someone wanted Lienna dead. Her association with my mother must have been very important. Why else would Araman send his pawns all the way to Rashomon? Lienna was more than some common theater matron. At least Khai is dead and Lienna's death avenged. I appreciate your help in killing that wretch. I was simply seeking vengeance for those he unjustly slew. Think nothing of it. And we go 1 point towards lawful. Where I grew up, talk of justice was hardly commonplace. Regardless of your motive, I am grateful for your help. But we couldn't prevent her death, and there's no use dwelling on it. What do you know of Araman? Araman is a common enough name in Thay, but there is an Araman at the Academy of Shapers and Binders. He's a senior instructor. Quiet, soft-spoken, and shockingly adept at magic. I met him, but we rarely traded words. He stays hidden in the library most of the time. So the Araman at your academy, you think he led the coup against your mother? A reclusive yet polite old man who kept to himself at an academy full of aggressive, ruthless magicians. Yes, he sounds guilty enough. Had he been vocal about his hatred for my mother, she'd have anticipated it and stopped him long ago. This Araman can't be so clever if you trust in Khai. Yes, well, Khai couldn't be trusted to serve anyone but himself. No doubt Khai was a sacrificial pawn, bought with the promise of coin or a meaningless title. Actually, turning someone like Khai against my mother was quite clever. A thug that has all ambition and no talent can be easily manipulated, and rarely lives to collect payment. Do all the instructors at your academy try to kill each other? Our academy is better than most in Thay, but Red Wizards are infamous for their tendency to kill their own. Even if just for scraps of authority or to settle a petty grudge. I suppose I have become so desensitized to it. Let the power mad kill each other, I've always thought. But I should have known it would claim my mother, or even me. Why would someone want to kill your mother? As the headmistress of the academy, her death creates a void of leadership. The Red Wizards are the true power of Thay. Running an academy makes one a creature of great authority. I think I've heard enough about Araman. Yes, and I tire of talking about him. If he truly is to blame for my mother's death, then I will see him again. Didn't sound like you and Khai were very fond of each other. No, not at all. At one point he was kind to me. It was all a ruse. He just wanted the attentions of the headmistress's daughter. He embodied the common man's idea of a red wizard, unscrupulous and loyal only to his own ambitions. We should probably keep moving. Agreed. With Lienna dead, perhaps our best course of action is to speak to the dwarf woman and the other actors. There's a chance Lienna confided in one of them. Alright. So let's collect the treasure bags. A +3 longsword, a volatile fire essence. Alright, so we're making some pretty good progress in this game. We're able to deal with the Red Wizard threat fairly easily. Some padded armor and another essence.
cannot travel quickly carrying all this.
This guy had the belt of Raumathar. Gives you spell focus, evocation, and spell penetration, and access to 4 spells. Oh, that would be good for Safiya. I don't think she really needs this belt of Frost Giant strength. Alright, we'll put that down there.
You have need of me?
Alright, we'll put this stuff into the magic bag. And we're gonna get some more robes over here too.
I cannot travel quickly carrying all this.
Alright, so we get the +3 quarterstaff, some more robes, a couple of potions, and some gold. Okay.
Yes.
And you can't summon your familiar.
You have need of me?
Well, like I said, we're gonna have to wait for Kaji before we can open this. This is trapped, by the way. You can barely see it, but it's glowing red. If you hover the mouse over it, you see the little trap icon. We don't have anything that will disable traps except for Kaji, so we're gonna have to wait for him. Because in this game, if you disable traps like that, you get experience. Alright. I think we're ready to make our way back out. Shimmering portal stands before you. Enter the portal and return to the Veil in the prime material plane. Alright. And then we'll be able to rest again and summon Kaji. There will be other entrances to the Shadow Plane available to us now that we have the Shadow Stone. But first, we're going to get some bad news when we leave the theater.
Keep your distance, witches. I've studied your laws, and we've broken none.
You know our laws. But I know you, child. Even if these others do not. You will be better served by keeping silent.
Look, Shiva, the girl's companion. It's that one who offends the land and draws an army to our gate.
Speak your name, foreigner, and be warned that you address the Wychlaran.
Wychlaran? What is that?
Is this the tradition in your homeland, barbarian? To trade questions for questions?
No, but that seems to be the tradition here.
Peace, Kazumika. The foreigner knows not our customs. Our words and names are strange. We are witches, ambassadors to the hidden realm of spirits, and keepers of the sacred law. We bow our heads to the triune goddess, and to no one else.
I am Janak, and I came to your city to find a woman called Lienna. Unfortunately, it seems that I came too late.
Then Magda spoke true? She said they were Thayans, that they appeared from the very shadows.
Calm, Katya. You are a witch now, not a farm girl. You crossed spells with our mortal enemies, foreigner, and drove them from our midst. For that, much may be forgiven.
Forgiven? I've committed no crime.
But the bear god has marched an army of spirits to our gate, and he roars for your blood. He claims that you have defiled his sacred den and loosed an evil upon the world.
And the bear god does not lie. I can smell the wrongness on you, foreigner. It hangs upon you like a corpse shroud.
The dwarf woman Magda may know more about Lienna. I must speak with her.
How do we know that you wouldn't have slain Lienna yourself? How do we know you won't do the same to Magda?
Make your peace with the bear god, foreigner, and we will know you for a friend.
And Magda?
We'll be kept safe. From the bear god's horde, and from you if need be. No witch may stand against the spirits of the land. But I will honor the debt we owe you, foreigner, for defeating the Red Wizards. Go to our prison on the north edge of town. Any convict who is willing to stand at your side will be granted a full pardon.
Huh, that's a fine offer, witch.
It's a kinder offer than you know, and more than is just by any sane account.
You know not what dreams may lie behind steel and rune, foreigner. But discard my offer if you like. We will watch from our high place, and we will receive you again, if you return alive.
Well, now we won't be able to leave the city without being attacked by Oku, who's a lot stronger now, but now we're accosted by these two people, Ephraim and Souza. We couldn't help but overhear. An army of angry spirits awaits you at the gates of Molcentir. You will perhaps require more help against such a host. Souza the Crow. My bow and my brother's sword will aid you, should you agree to first help us find our lost sister, Kaelin the Dove. Where can I find your sister? Kaelin came here seeking the abandoned stronghold of Merkel, the Death God's Vault, which is in Shadow Molcentir. Why don't you go find her yourselves? Entering Merkel's sanctum would be a violation of our faith to Kelemvor. Isn't Kaelin violating her faith by going there? Kaelin has abandoned her faith in Kelemvor. For this she was exiled from our grandfather's court. She now follows Ilmater, the god of martyrs. We hope to find our sister and convince her not to become a martyr herself. Why did Kaelin abandon her faith? That is an excellent question. I have a theory. Sister, let us not entertain any theories. The only one who can answer your question in truth is Kaelin herself. Find her and ask her yourself. So, Shadow Molcentir? Yes, it is said that Molcentir has thin boundaries between the Prime and the Plane of Shadow, especially at night or in dark places. Yes, if the rumors are true, there are many weak spots where one can cross to the Plane of Shadow at night. Perhaps a thorough search of the city would reveal some of these to you. We asked the witches when we first arrived, and they claimed that Shadow Molcentir was just a myth. But I know they are hiding something. Maybe if you spoke to them instead. Tell me of Merkel. As you may know, Merkel is the former god of the dead, slain by Mistra in the time of troubles. Cyric took Merkel's place, and then was deposed by Kelemvor, the present god of the dead. Your followers of Kelemvor, as was Kaelin until she abandoned her faith. What is the Death God's Vault? The Death God's Vault has been abandoned since Merkel's death. It was used as a library and a prison, and a secure place to store things valuable to the Merkelite faith. So your sister went there to loot Merkel's treasures? Certainly not. We know little of Kaelin's reasons for going there, but she is no burglar or treasure hunter. I believe she may have gone there to learn more about Akachi's crusade. Sister, do not speak of the betrayer. For Kaelin's sake, I hope she is there for some other reason. Very well, I'll seek out Kaelin for you. Thank you. We will be very grateful to once more lay eyes upon our beloved sister. Go with care. The Death God's Vault may still contain some of Merkel's old defenses. Kelemvor's blessing be with you. Yeah. If we examine them, this man's face is handsome yet kind. His eyes are a deep soft brown, a color you have only seen in the eyes of great beasts. Most surprising of all, a pair of shining white wings spread from his shoulders. So he's a celestial. Or a half celestial. Probably full celestial. This woman possesses a delicate, almost waifish beauty, and a pair of dark feathered wings that spread from her back. Her eyes are dark, like those of a bird, and She seems somehow restrained, like a mischievous child in the company of her mother. So now we can go to the next part of the city. It's been opened up to us. So this is the Ice Troll Lodge. We'll be going in here later. This is where the local militia, the Berserkers, train at. If you seek the prison, you'll find it on the north edge of town. You cannot miss the gallows that stands nearby. Well, let's head on over there then. So that's the Avalov house. We won't be able to get in here until much later in the game. And this looks like a gallows to me, so this must be where the prison is. Yep, and right across the street is a graveyard. They probably bury some of the hanged prisoners in there. As you have disturbed the spirits, you also disturbed me. For what reason are you here? Shiva Whitefeather told me I could find help here against the spirit army. Help? From this lot? Trust in their help, and you'll find yourself alone when trouble comes. But, if you wish to persist in this foolishness, you may speak with the prisoners. Be warned. 2 you need not fear, but as for the 3rd, guard your thoughts. Okay, can we talk to you? Tisra the Old, leave me be. Alright, so this is Mighty Groznik. And he's a hag, or hag spawn I should say. You want something from me? I bring an offer, your freedom in exchange for the use of your sword arm for a time. I have no interest in your offer. I am done with killing. I haven't seen anyone like you before. What are you? He's hag spawn. Mother was a hag. Father was some unlucky fellow. From Job the Cutpurse. Quiet, small one. I could speak my own words. He does speak true. Because of my heritage, I am an outcast. Why? Isn't your fault who your parents were? It does not matter. To the Rishemi, I am still an abomination, unworthy of existing. Is that why you're in here? No. There were 3 who taunted me into a rage. My blade was the first to leave its sheath, and so here I wait. You killed them. I did, and I regret nothing. Release from this existence shall bring me the peace which eludes me. You want to die? I am trapped in this existence as an outcast, through no fault of my own. I gladly accept my fate, since it will bring me the peace which has eluded me. Go now. I do not wish to speak to you any longer. Alright, so you're gonna get hanged. Good for you. And we have a little halfling. If you're going to ask me what you asked Groznik, I've got the same answer. No. I could make it worth your while. No, you can't. No amount of coin will change my mind. Not for this. I'm out in a few months anyway. What are you in for? There was a misunderstanding about the ownership of some coins I found while visiting the local bazaar. Naturally, the witches took the word of the locals over my own. I don't suppose these coins were in someone else's pouch when you found them, were they? Hey, I'm just a traveler from Lurin. I didn't even get a chance to learn what the local customs were before the misunderstanding occurred. Look, you made your offer, I turned you down, and that's that. We've got nothing else to talk about. Well, okay then. Maybe 3rd time's the charm. Oh hey, it's another hag spawn.
Ah, more jailers come to rattle my cage. Here I was, settling into a relaxing dream. Now you've gone and spoiled it.
Let's do spellcraft. What are these wards around your prison?
Oh, those? I hadn't noticed. Did some child come by with a handful of chalk and scrawl them there?
Well, possibly, considering the skill, but someone altered them once they were scribed from the inside.
I had not noticed that. Curious. I had thought they were intended as reversals of binding wards, but you are correct.
A mystery indeed. Who do you suspect of altering them? Not me, I hope. I have an alibi.
If you did this, you are extremely skilled with runes and wards.
Ah, the sweet arrows of flattery have found their target. You may actually be worth speaking to for a time. But I have forgotten what precisely it is that you want. I am not a reader of minds, you know. So out with it.
What crime have you been jailed for?
My crime? It is a serious one. You see, I am too handsome to look upon. It is a burden I alone must bear. Besides, I have no interest in the softly flowing curves of the tattooed one with you, so you need not fear me as a rival.
What did he just say?
It is no matter. Here I will remain, so as not to ruin your chances with a fairer sex.
Don't martyr yourself for my sake.
If not your sake, then whose? I have few options in this dreary place. But come now. This banter is delightful, but something must have brought you here other than the chance to converse with me.
I'm not your jailer, but I might be your benefactor. We're probably going to fail this.
I think you will find anyone who considers themselves a benefactor to be another sort of jailer. Whatever you have to offer, go offer your benedictions upon another.
I'm looking for recruits to protect Molson's here. You interested?
Seeking soldiers, are you? You have come to the wrong cell. I am neither foolhardy nor desperate enough to fight barbarians or Thayans. Go find a poorhouse and scatter a few coppers. That might yield better results.
Don't you want out of prison your freedom?
Does it seem like I dislike my surroundings? I assure you, I am quite comfortable here. And I suspect safer than this town will be when the army of spirits arrives.
You knew the spirits were coming to Molson's here?
Now. Knowing and telling are two different beasts. And the bear god, he is a third. If I may say, you are rather brave to marshal an army to meet them. That's no ordinary band of spirits out there. That's a hornet's nest of beasts. They're screaming for blood so loudly, I can hear them in my dreams. And I am suddenly struck with the suspicion that the blood they seek is yours. Grave robber, are you? Tisk tisk. One should leave Barrows of the ancient bear god alone, lest he come for you in his garishly colored furry rage. So, entertain me, brave one. Why would one such as I follow you into such a hopeless battle?
Alright, we're going to do intelligence. You may think yourself safe, but you still must be bored in here.
You know, I have no barbed retort to that. And strangely, no desire to issue one if one were to be had. Your request is frankly quite in line with my feelings in the matter. Better to be at risk than to be bored, and no telling how long I might be in here otherwise.
I'll take that as a compliment. A slight compliment.
An excellent rebuttal. I think this bodes well for our travels. Very well. You have a willing soldier at your side. Shall we be off? And please, let us visit the witch warden on the way out, so I can pay my respects to her gentle, loving soul.
Alright, so we gained 1,000 XP for recruiting Gann. We already got 24 points of influence with him. If I had some conversation skills, it probably would be higher. And we still have our mummy with us. Alright, so you wanted to talk to her, huh? Ah, at last my eyes fall again upon your beauty, my matron of the cell. This one is cursed for taking you, spawn of hags, and I shall be glad to be rid of you. Nothing but trouble for me, for the city you are. Shall you be glad to be rid of me, beautiful matron? Do not think I did not see the longing eyes you cast at me as you drew your rude circles on the floor of my cell. What lies are these? Eyes of shame are the only eyes I have for you. Shame. Now, there's no need to mask the feelings I stir in you, and your age, but makes you seem wrinkled like a prune fruit. I see what dances in your thoughts as you dream the slow hours of the day here, away in this prison. The golden woods of Erling, you once sang for an hour a hymn to the sun and dreamed that it was a shield carried by a warrior who watched over you. And such passion in that song. Why, it gives you strength even now. You are a dangerous creature, Dreamwalker. The tales of you all speak such, and many are those you wound with your arrow flight of words, humor. Do not think us deaf to those who suffer because of your careless footsteps in their thoughts and dreams. Get hence from my thoughts, I warn you. Is what she says true? Yes, she speaks truly. I am that witch all farmers with ripe daughters fear. The masked brigand who dances in the fires of their sweet children's minds and leaves footprints that no wind or time can erase. And old mother, do not think your mind has not laid down paths for me to stroll. Such thoughts, in a woman your age, it would put even a farmer's fiery-loined daughter to shame. You are a thief, a twister of words. Go meet the spirit army then, but you will not have my blessing upon you, now or ever. Alright. So,
yes.
Let's take a look at you. We'll change your portrait real quick. Hello. Anytime now. There we go. Alright, so we have another portrait that we can set for you. Much better. So you are a spirit shaman. It's like a druid, but in a sorcerer way. I thought your charisma would be much higher, though. I didn't think it goes off of wisdom. Well, I'll have to check on that. So you get dodge, you're pretty good with the short bow. I think we have a short bow for you. I can't believe you were allowed into the prison with these items. Plus 4 arrows, fire arrows, ice arrows, lightning arrows, and a spear. Actually, I think we have a better spear for you that we've been holding on to. The frost harpoon.
I cannot travel quickly carrying all this.
Yes.
Alright. You have a belt of agility plus 4. So this one is plus 4 and it does 2d6 cold damage and it's keen. This one is only plus 4. Alright. That'll be your new melee weapon. You don't have any armor.
You have need of me?
All who can hear, follow.
What's your dex again? Plus 4?
I will lead now. Follow.
Well, I'm sure we have something here that... Oh yeah, the Shroud of the Leopard. There we go.
I cannot travel quickly carrying all this.
All who can hear, follow.
Oh, you had leather armor plus 4. Okay, but this is even better because this is leather armor plus 5 and improves listen and spot, and you can use Greater Cat's Grace. What's Greater Cat's Grace? Oh, and it puts a little hat on you too. Rare. Isn't that cute? Alright, we'll put this here. What are these things? Now, I don't know why it puts the same thing in 2 different slots. We're going to get rid of one of them. Recall Spirit, Spirit Journey, Weaken Spirits, Spirit Form, Warding the Spirits, Blessing the Spirits, Detect Spirits, Chastise Spirits. These are all things specific to your class. Oh, and you have Luck of Heroes, huh? I'll probably go all the way with your Spirit Shaman because you can get pretty powerful with it. Plus, I'll have to swap out some spells and such. So you can use exotic weapons? Really? Okay, so if you find a katana or bastard sword, you're getting them. And you can use a shield, too. Alright. So that's Gann, and we will be talking to him in the next episode.
You have need of me?
We'll have a conversation more about who he is and his past and such things. Maybe even with Safiya as well. And then I guess we'll try to look for another party member. Will we be able to find one? Find out next time. This is Big Low signing off. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. And Tango Mendia.